ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਰਿਲੀਜੀਅਸ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਮਨ ਤੋਂ ਜੋਤ ਸਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੂਲ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ। ਵਾਟ ਇਜ਼ ਆਰ ਪਰਪਸ, ਹਾਊ ਟੂ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਦੈਟ ਪਾਥ। ਐਵਰੀਬਡੀ ਵਾਂਟਸ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਹੈਪੀ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਖੁਸ਼ ਰਹੇ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਖੁਸ਼ਹਾਲੀ ਅੱਜ ਕਿਉਂ ਖਤਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ। ਬਹੁਤ ਪਾਠ ਪੂਜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਰਨੀ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹ ਪਾਠ ਜੇਕਰ ਸਿਰਫ ਰੱਟੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੀ ਸੀਮਿਤ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਫਲਸਰੂਪ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਦੇਖ ਵੀ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਇਨਰ ਟਰਾਂਸਫਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਆਂਦੀ ਜਾਏ, ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੱਖ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਵਾਈਡਰ ਸਕੇਲ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜ ਸਕੀਏ। ਆਓ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Harpreet ji, in the past, last episode, we were discussing the modern society is looking for a spiritual path,
Right.
searching for spiritual philosophy. They can get the guidance how to be a good human being,
Right.
and inner transformation. And people have tried in the past, but there has been a lot of resistance to the progressive ideas. Before we start discussing the spiritual philosophy of Baba Nanak and the concept of God, the guidance people, the modern society is looking for,
Right.
we discussed that. I want to mention few things, the thinking of Guru Nanak,
Right.
his thought process, how logical, how practical
Right.
it was, which we were talking about the modern society is looking for.
Right.
Harpreet ji, when Baba Nanak was in Mecca in about 1518, a Qadi asked Baba Nanak a question. What is your religion?
Right.
He asked a question, what is your religion? That answer is documented there. I think it's inscribed somewhere that. And Baba Nanak, the answer was, I'm a man of God, I have no religion.
Right.
I'm a man of God, I have no religion. What a profound statement was that. So what was Nanak was saying, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a man of like a Christian, a Buddha, a Jew, a Hindu, a Sikh, black, white, or brown. I'm a human first.
Right.
I'm a man of God, and I'm a human first. This is the thought process of Nanak, and his philosophy is based on this kind of revolutionary thoughts. I'm a man of God, I have no religion.
Right.
All I'm preaching is the way of life.
Way of life.
That's where Guru Nanak. So these are some of these revolutionary thought. Based on these thoughts, Guru Nanak declared that I do not believe in a supernatural external God, external deity, sky God, and a God of heavens. And this was the big change. Guru Nanak preached a form from external deity, external God, to inner God,
Right.
the spiritual God, the God that was within.
Right.
That was a huge shift, and we need to pay attention, because when we are talking about spiritual philosophy of Nanak and looking for spiritual philosophy that can transfer, we need to pay attention to these things.
Right.
But Baba Nanak said that God is within the humanity, that God is not external.
Right.
It is not supernatural deity. That is why Baba Nanak rejected all the life after death belief systems. Baba Nanak, reincarnation, transmigration, karma theory. Baba Nanak rejected these ones.
Ji.
But these has nothing to do in the internal change.
Right.
Conscious transformation. In fact, he called these as a behavior control, tools of behavior control and exploitation.
So instead of looking for God outside, what he said was God is within you and change yourself, and that is a way of life which he preached.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And Baba, he rejected the concept of heaven and hell.
Right.
And didn't believe in miracles, and this was a big change. Under the laws of nature, then the violation of the laws of nature, miracles just don't happen. And rituals, religious practices, and Baba Nanak rejected those. Unfortunately, what we just mentioned, Baba Nanak rejected, and as Sikhs in the Gurdwaras, we are practicing all of them.
Absolutely.
And which he said are superfluous, is not going to help you, guide you to become a person of compassion, kindness, and love. And but we are practicing all of that.
Right.
And this focus was one and only inner transformation, become a man of compassion and kindness. This focus was the only one and only one focus of Baba Nanak.
Right.
For modern man, the relevance of religion should only be how to become a good human being.
Right.
So his focus was only one, "Kib suchiara hoya, kib pura tute paal." Rest was all exploitation, behavior control. The religious focus should only be in temple, gurdwaras, how to be a good human being. Who
Right.
says, "Kib suchiara hoya, kib pura tute paal." That was his only focus of the meaning of religion. And how can we one realize spiritual awakening,
Right.
spiritual enlightenment, and break the walls of spiritual ignorance, wall of ego, falsehood, find my real self and meaning of life here and now? That is the modern man looking for.
Right.
The guidance, spiritual philosophy that help us to change our inner self. And Nanak, Baba Nanak, this is the primary role of God and religion in our daily life.
Right.
The meaning of religion is only how to change yourself, how to achieve the inner transformation. The meaning of religion, Baba Nanak said, "Sarv dharm mein shresth dharm,
Har ko naam,
har ko naam jap,
nirmal karm."
nirmal karm."
Right.
This should be the only purpose in our life. Inner transformation, inner engineering, and change in our thoughts, in our behavior. Conscious transformation is the fundamental guiding principle of God, of Nanak, in our daily life.
What a wonderful message, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਸਰਲ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ 'ਚ ਫਸ ਕੇ ਕਿਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪਏ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਇਹੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੋ ਸਹੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕਰਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਲੈਣੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਜੀ, ਵਾਪਸ ਆ ਕੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੇ ਆਫ ਲਾਈਫ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ, ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਚੇਂਜ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆਏਗਾ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਜੀ।
Thank you.
ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਜੇਕਰ ਭਾਰਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਰਟੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਚਿੰਤਤ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਫਿਕਰ ਲਾ ਦਿਓ। NRI ਸੋਲਿਊਸ਼ਨਜ਼ ਲਿਮਟਿਡ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਸਲਾਹ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਕੀਲਾਂ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਦੀ ਭਾਲ, ਜ਼ਮੀਨੀ ਹੱਕ ਦਾ ਤਬਾਦਲਾ, ਜ਼ਮੀਨੀ ਵੰਡ, ਗੈਰ ਕਾਨੂੰਨੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੇਚੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ, ਮਾਲਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਿਰਾਏਦਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਝਗੜਾ, ਵਸੀਅਤ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਜਾਇਦਾਦ ਖਰੀਦਣੀ ਜਾਂ ਵੇਚਣੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ NRI ਸੋਲਿਊਸ਼ਨਜ਼ ਲਿਮਟਿਡ ਨੂੰ 6045801000। ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਚਲਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਸੀ ਇੱਕ ਵੇ ਆਫ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਫੋਕਸ ਸੀ ਇਨਰ ਟਰਾਂਸਫਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਇਸ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਇਹੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਸੋਚ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਿਆ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹੀ ਤੁਰ ਪਏ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਇਨਰ ਟਰਾਂਸਫਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਚੀਵ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਆਓ ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ। ਜੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ।
Harpreet, we were discussing that the focus of religion should only be this, the sarva dharma shresth dharma har ko naam jap, inner transformation. And that was the message of Baba Nanak. And I think to understand the spiritual philosophy of Guru Nanak, I have said before, I'm saying it again, that religion, spiritual philosophy of any faith flows from the concept of understanding what God is.
Right.
Let me mention here, we will discuss that in little detail. Let us pay attention to this, that any religious practices, any spiritual philosophy flows from what is the concept of God.
Yeah.
What the God, what are your understanding, what is the God that you worship.
Right.
So let us just mention that so that we can understand the spiritual philosophy of Baba Nanak. Baba Nanak says God is Shabd Guru, God is Bani Guru, God is Gyan Guru, God is divine wisdom, God is knowledge, God is divine intellect. And God is a trier of virtues. Right. Nanak is saying God is compassion, God is tolerance, God is kindness, God is love.
Right.
Okay, God is embodiment of the laws of nature. Guru Granth says, will of God, Raja Pana. And Guru says God is formless,
Right.
timeless. God is doesn't take a human form. Most importantly, this God, Shabd Guru, treasure of virtues, is within every human being.
Right.
So we need to completely pay attention to within every human being. A human being is in a human's consciousness. What is this true nature? What is the God within? How to realize? Actually, in our episodes, we have many episodes.
yes.
If somebody desires,
Right.
we have many episodes in the YouTube meditation and stuff. We discuss those.
Right.
What it means that the God is within us.
Within us,
You
yeah.
know, we discuss that.
Right.
The spiritual philosophy of Nanak and religious practices flow from this, should flow from this understanding.
Absolutely. These are the basic fundamentals.
These are the basic fundamental.
Right.
This should be taught in the Gurdwaras. This should be the fundamental teaching.
Absolutely.
Every teaching should flow from
These
this.
right.
This. If God is within, why would we look outside?
Oh, yeah.
If God is a virtues, why would we not talk about virtues,
Right.
internalizing, being a compassionate? So this is very, very important. And from this, what flows? From this concept, Harpiji, it flows. God of Nanak has all about inner transformation.
Right.
We worship of God, that means inner transformation, changing our behavior,
Right.
changing our habits, is all about inner purpose, finding meaning of law, meaning of God within, has nothing to do about outer purpose.
Right.
When we pay attention to the concept here, this concept has nothing to do with material things,
Right.
has nothing to do with outer purpose, but that's all we are doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're all we're doing, and the praying for everything is happening that. And this is why, based on this concept, this is why God of Nanak is nothing to do with your business success. You know,
Right.
God is not going to give you business success. God not is going to give you a victory in the elections. God is not going to give you gift of son, cured disease or protected from hurricane. These are external situations.
Right.
Yes, God of Nanak will empower you
To face those challenges.
to face those challenges every day and remaining calm and remaining stable.
Right.
So that's why we're discussing the concept. If we understand that concept, we then understanding the spiritual philosophy of Baba Nanak.
Ji.
Now, because of the Nanak, God of Nanak is universal truth, divine wisdom, divine knowledge, treasure of virtues, and within, that is why, Harpiji, tell me if I'm not correct, if I'm wrong here. Because this is very, very important. Some of the things we are talking here, very important in the spiritual philosophy of any faith.
Right.
Baba Nanak, very important, believe that Gurbani is not the subject that covers scientific explanations. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gurbani does not cover what is this universe made of. It doesn't cover where and how this universe came into existence,
Right.
how this universe works. And this is not the subject Guru Nanak wanted to discuss.
Right.
And we will talk about, there's a lot of misinterpretation. So when we talk about these things, what happens, RBG? This takes away our focus.
That's right. Yeah.
This has nothing to do how to be a good human being,
Right.
how to be a compassionate. But this kind of discussion should be avoided, and because this takes away from God that is within. Inner change,
Right.
inner transformation to from inner purpose to outer purpose.
Right.
It takes away focus from inner transformation. Then our focus goes on external God, Almighty, takes away focus from the spiritual philosophy of Guru Nanak, this kind of discussion.
Right.
Let me just explain this, because this happens in the Gurdwaras a lot. Stories are told about all this.
Right.
You know, that takes away from the real purpose of religion. And let's just discuss briefly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Is, for example, in Japji Sahib, Guru Pasha says very clearly, ਵੇਲ ਨ ਪਾਇਓ ਪੰਡਤੀ ਜੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਲੇਖ ਪੁਰਾਣ ਵਕਤ ਨ ਪਾਇਓ ਕਾਦੀਏ ਜੇ ਲਿਖਣ ਲੇਖ ਰਾਣ ਥਿਤ ਬਾਰ ਨਾ ਜੋਗੀ ਜਾਣੇ ਰੁਤ ਮਾਹੋ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਜਾ ਕਰਤਾ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ ਕੋ ਸਾਜੇ ਆਪੇ ਜਾਣੇ so Guru says the Hindu theologian Muslim theologians yogis they didn't know I don't know when this universe came into existence and I just want to stay away from that. And when Guru Nanak was asked in Siddh Gosht, Siddh asked Guru Nanak this question very clearly, and the answer was very clear. Very important answer here. I have no power to explain how this creation, how this universe came into existence, and how the systems happen in the universe. A lot of things happen in the universe.
Very true. And if Guru Nanak is explicitly saying over there that I am not able to explain this, but today we are bringing those miracles and everything in those stories.
Exactly.
And that is what is taking us away from that path of humanism.
That is the purpose of this point. You're discussing this point.
It was a pleasure talking to you. We'll continue with the discussion in our next episode. Time doesn't permit that we go further on. So in our next episode, we'll continue from here only. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਮਨ ਤੋਂ ਜੋਤ ਸਰੂਪ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੂਲ ਪਛਾਣ, ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਦ ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਰਸਤਾ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕਣ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਸੀਮਿਤ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਫਲਸਰੂਪ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇੱਕ ਯਤਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੇਸਿਕ ਪਰਪਸ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਸਮਝ ਸਕੀਏ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਫਲਸਰੂਪ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਰਬੰਸ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਡੋਲਾ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ, ਇਨਰ ਟਰਾਂਸਫਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਤਦ ਹੀ ਆਏਗੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਸਕੀਏ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਕੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ। ਸੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਦੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ। ਆਓ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ।